My icon was buried.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got odds and ends to talk about tonight, as always.
Yeah.
Do we have a guest next week?
I don't have anything written down.
Yeah, I don't. I think the 7th we have one. April 27th. Yes, we do. We have Emmeline.
On the 27th?
I'll send you the information on her.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I'll have to dig that up, information on her. Yeah.
April.
In fact, let's see if I can...
1 minute until showtime.
All right. Good. Have to listen to the stream. Make sure that it's not garbled. Sometimes it'll go on and it's garbled, and then then I don't know it's till after the fact, and it's like, oh, okay, well there was a minute wasted of for some reason it doesn't always encode right. So, but it's on. Yeah, it's good. And so, hello Facebook, YouTube,
Hi, Facebook.
McCloud, Twitter,
there's
Blog Talk Radio. Not yet.
Let me see here. What's it say? The 27th would be great. We do not require we are live. Give her the call in. Thanks for confirming the 27th. We will make sure to pass along all of this information to Emmeline and get back shortly with any questions. Thanks. And that
your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
almost right
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Blog Talk Radio.
There we go.
This is All About Wine, the talk show dedicated to the wine industry since 2009. Featuring winemaker, cellar master, vineyardist, and tasting expert, Ron.
Basically what we're trying to do on this program is just trying to educate people and trying to make wine less confusing and more friendly.
From coast to coast and around the world.
You know, we really have had some neat people on the program. I love that.
Post your questions and comments during the live show on our Facebook page at www.facebook.com/allaboutwinebtr. Again, that's www.facebook.com/allaboutwinebtr.
All About Wine.
And now, All About Wine is
All
on.
About Wine.
Here's Ron.
That's right. There it is.
All right.
And we're on.
Yeah, we're on live. Welcome to All About Wine. Oh yeah, I was just gonna say our number episode, but I don't have any idea how many numbered episodes we've done.
Numbered?
Have you ever counted them up?
No, but there's I think if I go to episodes on here, I think it counts them and says 720. No, wait, that's hours. 629 published episodes on there right now.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So this is probably 630. Just going up.
There you go. So welcome to episode number 630. Yeah. Took us 13 years to get 629. Boy, it's going to be a long time for the 1,000 mark, won't it?
Yeah.
Oh.
We're over halfway there. So yeah.
We are. We missed that 500 mark celebration.
We did.
You know,
I don't know when that was. Well,
I don't know when that was either.
So we have, we are live. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I don't have anything. What you go on to it?
We got episode 630 of All About Wine. Last week's show was a little bit off topic, but still,
it was
an enjoyable show.
Yeah.
You know, had fun. We got some laughs out of it.
Yeah.
And but Cap does have a book out, and he is a very good writer. So you can catch his website. You can join him on Facebook too. He's on Facebook, and you can sign up to join him on Facebook and contact him to get his books. He's got 2 of them now. Not thick read books. They are much smaller. Novelettes are, I don't know, we discussed the perimeters of a writer or a novelist or all that, but I don't think we ever came to a conclusion. So, but he's got a couple of short books out that are enjoyable. $10 each. So get a hold of him and get your books. And he's going to be doing another one. I talked to him. He says he's got a head full of ideas that he's going to be getting out in a series of books. Excuse me. And he said that, like Mike pointed out, if he does all his episodes on his website, why would he want to condense it and sell it as a book? And he and I were talking along with, with Mike and Cigar Craig last night, and Cap says he has decided that what he's going to do is re-edit the books, the episodes that he's got out, and he's going to have an alternative ending in his book as opposed to the following. Nice. So that's a good idea. So that's what he's going to do. We have a guest next week, I think. And I say I think because I have Emmeline that is scheduled for next week. Let me go over here to her information that I was reading on her. Here it is. Emmeline is supposed to be on next week. And she is, let's see, there's Emmeline. Emmeline is the new American Chinese, or is the managing partner and sommelier of Silver Apricot, which is the new Chinese American restaurant in the West Village in New York. So she is quite knowledgeable, and she runs the thing there. She's going to be a guest. I want to say, I think next week we confirmed, but that was a couple 3 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from them since. So I'll drop them a line and confirm. But stay tuned. We hopefully will have Emmeline. What is Emmeline's last name? I had it up in front of me just a minute ago, and I didn't say it. Emmeline Zhao, Z-H-A-O, Zhao, I believe it's pronounced. So she is Chinese American, but she grew up in North Carolina and Shanghai, and her parents are from Tokyo, and she spent some time in Tokyo and in Sweden, so she has a chance to work at different restaurants and all that. Sounds like an interesting interview. So tune in next week. We will have Emmeline on with us. And then what have we got in May? I think no, nothing, no confirmation in May. I got a couple of people I've talked to, but no confirmation. So before the show, Mike and I were looking at the different holidays, wine holidays coming up this month and next month, and what was going on with them. Well, we discovered the problems that I discovered numerous times whenever I start looking at wine holidays, and that nobody agrees on anything. Nobody. In fact, I had this one website I found here, and it said, Wine Holidays for 2023, the complete list of international wine days. All right. So I started looking through this list, and it's missing ones. It's just got some that other lists have and stuff like that. You're going, well, why, if this is the complete list, why is it not complete? You have to look through like 4 different lists and write down everything for every list to get the complete holidays. And then some of them are on different days. It's insane. Why can't somebody come out with one good list of wine holidays? But this one shows, well, today's the 20th, and so a couple of days we got Earth Day now. Don't forget Earth Day on Saturday. That started in, I want to say, 1967 or 68. It started right around that time. And they set aside the Earth Day to celebrate Earth, and it's grown quite large now, the celebration and the whole thing. So be sure you do your thing for Earth Day, and don't leave garbage and trash wherever you go. I mean, oh my gosh, that would be anti-Earth Day if anything is. So that's Saturday the 22nd. Walgreens is selling their red noses for Red Nose Day. I don't know when that is. I was in Walgreens today and I saw the red noses, and I asked the clerk, when is Red Nose Day? He goes, I don't know. So I thought he walked away, and I thought he was going to go ask somebody else, but he never came back. I was done with the transaction, so oh well. So I don't know. Red Nose Day is coming up here through Walgreens. It's a pretty big thing. They have TV shows, and it's helped to raise money for, I think, kids' cancer. I'm not sure right offhand. I always buy Red Nose every year. I haven't bought mine this year yet, though. And then April 17th, that's already passed. And May 5th, they say here, is International Sauvignon Blanc Day, the first Friday in May on this list here. Okay, so those are the only ones we got in the beginning of April and May. So then we go back here and we go to this National Wine Day in 23-24, a holiday calendar. And fun facts about wine, National Wine Day customs and traditions. And what do they got here? They don't have a list. They just history of National Wine Day. I guess it's just one day. National Wine Day is May 25th. It says National Wine Day, not to be confused with the holiday National Drink Wine Day, is a holiday which is celebrated annually in the United States on May 25th. The purpose is very simple. It's a day to buy wine, appreciate wine, and enjoy the history of wine. So, yeah, May 25th is National Wine Day, which is a Thursday, which we'll have a show on that day. So we'll try to talk about that more. And, here you go. He has a list of fun facts for wine. I'll read you these. The smell of an older wine is called a bouquet. The smell of a younger wine is called the aroma. I disagree. Wine only has 1/10 of the antioxidants of soy sauce. Yeah, I'm going to have myself a glass of soy sauce so I can get my antioxidants as opposed to wine. Why don't I drink 10 glasses of wine and then I'll have the same amount as soy sauce? The states of California, Florida, and New York lead the U.S. in wine consumption. Wine has been produced in northwestern France since Roman times. The Romans mixed lead with wine to help preserve it and give it a sweeter taste. And they did. I've read that before, too. Ice wine, known as Icewein, made by frozen grapes, was invented by the Germans. Not all wine improves with age. We knew that, too. More wine grapes are planted than any other crop in the world. That statement might be suspect. I don't know. I don't know. I think soybeans is number one, but I don't know. Grapes for dark red wines grow in warmer climates, while white wine grapes grow in cooler climates. Global warming may change where wine can be grown in the future. So, there you go. Some fun wine facts that this site threw out there. 2022 guide. I don't know what 22. And this one, International Wine and Grape Days calendar 2023. Now, this might show grapes, whereas some of them don't. Yeah, I know it uses cookies. Everything uses cookies. Okay. All right, now this does have a little bit more on than the others. April 27th, World Macedoine Day. 28th April, International Viognier Day, celebrated on the last Friday of April. And then May 5th, International Sauvignon Blanc Day. And May 6th, International Baga, B-A-G-A, Baga Day. That's celebrated every first Saturday in May. Portuguese, it's a Portuguese variety. And World Moscato Day is coming up on May the 9th. So, well, maybe this site does list more than some others, but it doesn't. I found a site last year that said what the what was that? Oh, there's kids outside the window running around playing, and somebody was in pain out there. But I'll see if I can't comprise a list of all the wine holidays coming up, and we'll keep ourselves abreast of what's happening in 2023. I should have done this earlier, but well, I didn't. So we will make a list of that so we'll know what we're celebrating every week. Okay. Let's see. Valpolicella. I'm going to talk about Valpolicella tonight. Wine Folly came out with an article about Valpolicella, and I thought, well, that might be a good one to follow up on and talk a little bit more about Valpolicella and where it's from and what it's all about. Because Valpolicella region makes a sweet red wine. And the reason I was searching for a sweet red wine is we may have a new listener out there. Played golf last Sunday, and we were joined by a lovely couple. And the oh geez, I got a blank now on his name. Well, I'll think of it in a little bit. But he was playing and his wife was not. She was riding along, and his wife is a wine drinker, a big wine drinker. She's into it and all that. I gave her a card and told her to join us on the show. So she might even be joining us tonight. I don't know. But she, I almost had his name there and it disappeared from my head. But Maggie was her name, and Maggie said that she liked, she asked for a recommendation for a sweet red. And I said, well, if you want sparkling, the Brusco, but I like ones with red wines. If you look for reds, try Carmenere. It's got a little bit of pepperiness to it, but not really sweet. Barbaros, a little bit lighter. I did recommend to her Gewürztraminer, which is a white wine. She had never heard of that, never tasted it. And I hope she did pick it up and try that. The Valpolicella, I didn't think about that when I talked to her. So Maggie, if you're listening to the show, then Valpolicella, it's an Italian wine, and it is a blend. And let's go to, let me find my information here for Valpolicella. And Oh, my engineer just brought me in a glass of our evening wine. This is Imagery Cabernet Sauvignon. Really cool label on it. It wouldn't be a pain to put those on there. Well, they have a machine that does it. It's California. It's a 2019 vintage. What does that say underneath here? Let me see. It's embossed. They got an embossed thing here that's hard to read. Something your palate. And that's what it says. Something, and then your palate. Well, let me look under this. I gotta. Broadens your palate. Huh. Or broaden your palate, I guess. Is there an S on it? No. Broaden your palate. That's all it says on it. And it's signed across it, I guess, by the winemaker. I don't know. That's an interesting little thing on it. But Imagery, looks like well, it's an interesting little label. I don't know, it's hard to describe that. It says, at Imagery, wine is art. For 20 years, we've been pairing unconventional wines with original artwork at our Sonoma estate. That artistic spirit is brought forward in a new generation of wines that feature a twist on the tradition. Our Cabernet Sauvignon exhibits notes of dark berry and mocha, blended with Petit Syrah to add spice and complexity. Savor a glass and broaden your palate. Now, there it is again, broaden your palate. 13.5% alcohol, bottled and everything. What's that? Certified sustainable. All right, here we go. We got a little sticker on the back, or a little thing on the label on the back, and it says, certified California sustainable. Cool. Screw cap, which is I need to oil my springs on my magnifying light here. 13.5% alcohol by volume. So it looks like the screw cap. It is a screw cap. She didn't bring it in to me. She just brought in the wine bottle and the glass. But let's see what we got here. It's fairly dark. It's sort of a cloudy color. That's pretty cool. Typical Cabernet aroma to it. I like that. That's always nice. That's good. I'm picking up a little bit of. I hate to repeat what he just said, but definitely some mocha in the aroma. Dark berries. Nothing explicit, but dark berries. And the taste here. Let's see what we got. Well, that's good. That's got a lot of fruitiness in it. I wouldn't want to age this too long. If I did, I'm afraid it would. I'm not getting a lot of tannins in it. I don't know what it would do if I age it. It's a 2019. I guess they released it in 2020, 2021, so it is already a couple years old at least. But it's got a lot of fruit in it, a lot of nice fruity flavors. I mentioned the dark berries is really coming out in it. Getting some blackberry, a little bit of blueberry in there, and nice aftertaste. I guess you can call the berries bring out some sort of a, well, I hate to say sweet, but for lack of a better word, sweet. Maybe a little bit of the berry fruitiness in it. This is really good. We've had this before and we like it. We have picked it up, and it was on sale actually recently. And I went down to try to find it, and I couldn't find it. It was sold out. So I don't know if we've got others. I hope this isn't the last one. This is very good. And then the for sale ones might even be a different vintage too, which obviously could make a difference. But this is really quite good. Not real acidic. I've been tasting wines lately, and I've been getting a lot of acid. This one's got a nice balance of the acid and the flavors and stuff. This is really quite good. Recommended. Imagery, Imagery. This is their Cabernet Sauvignon. I don't know what else they put out. Mike, if you get a chance, check out their website and maybe let us know what else they have available. Seagulls outside there. I don't know why we're getting seagulls.
That's Imagery Estate wine?
Imagery, Imagery.
Okay. Yeah.
Imagery Estate. Bottled by Imagery Estate Winery. It says here at the very bottom. Yep. That's the only place it says estate. Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly, they are located in Glen Ellen, California, off of Highway 12.
Glen Ellen?
Yeah, just from memory. I'm not sure if that's how accurate that is, but they have they have quite a few. Man, some of these are expensive. Wow. Yeah, we're looking at $49, $39. There's a $29. Most of these seem to be around $49, and they go up to $60. Looks like the maximum, but there's a couple of $29. But yeah, they have quite a few offerings for sure. There's 91. I don't know.
Different ones.
Yeah. Just the reds, whites. They have a wine club. Their story, their winemaker information. It's pretty good. Pretty good site. For more details, go to imagerywinery.com. There you go, imagerywinery.com. And
it's so well worth it. I guarantee you, we did not spend $29 or $30 for this bottle of wine. I don't know. That's odd that they would have that so expensive. We usually try to keep it, no, I usually try to keep it around 25, a little less than 25. Yeah. If it's 29, that's a little bit too much. So I don't know. That's odd that they're showing those prices. Yeah. Well, but you can check your local wine shops and stuff. But it's just nice. It's not. It's light, but it's just got a lot of fruitiness to it. I really enjoy that.
Yeah, that one. They have the 2020 version, the cab there, and it says $20 or club price is $16. So they do have some $25 ranges. I've just seen a lot of 49 ones. I'm like, whoa, okay. Getting in there. And it says it has scored 92 points, or is it just has 92 points on it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good. That's a good score on it. Yeah. And I would give it something around there too because of the fruitiness and flavor. It's not one to be aged, but it's really a nice. I keep saying fruity, but this is really a nice fruity Cabernet. So, okay. All right, very good. Yeah. Imagery Vineyard, you say, or Imagery Winery?
Imagerywinery.com.
There you go. Check it out. It's just because we're having it tonight, that's why I'm talking about screw cap on it too. So getting up into a little bit higher price range there, and they're still doing screw caps. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find where is she? Wine Folly. There we go. Okay, Wine Folly. It says she says sweet red wines are ideal for beginner wine drinkers who crave a transition from the soft drinks into wine. But the perception is that sweet reds are cheap or a basic wine. They're not. And I have to agree with her 100% on this here. They are not cheap or a basic wine. There's few sweet reds, she says, out there that will change your mind. A short list of sweet red wines that deserve any drinker's radar. And she lists full body, like imports and stuff, she has listed here. And then she has light fizzy, example, Lambrusco. And then she has medium bodied, which is basically the style we're going to talk about tonight, the Ricotto del Valpolicella. And that's the medium bodied. The sweet sparkling wines, Lambrusca is probably the ones that people are really familiar with. It's darker, it's gets you a little bit excuse me, a bit darker, violet hued wines and stuff like that, and you're going to get raspberries and blackberry, blueberry, black currant, all that, on most of Lambrusca, and they're going to be bubbly. So here's she has listed here, Lambrusca wines have a system of labeling the sweetness level of wine to make it easy to find the level of sweetness you want. So here you go. This is, if you like sweet wines, and Drew, there you go. Maggie and Drew we played with Sunday. Boy, I knew I'd remember the name. Drew, he works at the hospital, local hospital to the golf course. And he said at the beginning of the game that he works in the operating room. And toward the end of the game, I asked him, I said, so, are you actually in the operating room? Are you in there? He goes, oh, yeah. I said, what do you do? And he says, I'm the heart surgeon there. I go, really? He goes, yeah. He says, I guarantee you I do better on heart surgery than I do on golf. But he's a heart surgeon at the local hospital down there. So here you go, Maggie. Here's a list of the sweetness, something to keep in mind. Secco, Secco, that is 15 grams per liter of residual sugar. And people don't know what that means. 15 grams per liter of residual sugar. Dig out a spoon and a grams spoon and pour 15 grams into it of sugar, and that will show you, but this is per liter. Okay, 15 grams per liter of residual sugar. That will give you an idea of how much sugar is sorted out in this. And you can always pour it into a glass or into a liter of water and stir it up and take a sip of it. This is a good way to see how much sweetness is in these wines, and you can get an idea. And it also helps you establish in your mind how sweet wines are whenever you hear the amount of residual sugar, because it's almost always listed as so many grams per liter. And that's just the standard. And you got to realize too now, don't do your sugar experiment in a wine bottle, because a wine bottle is only 3/4 of a liter, 750 milliliter. So you're going to have to do a full liter to get an idea of how much sugar is in these. So there's an experiment for you that really does work well. That somebody showed that to me many, many years ago. And if you do it to, there's 5 of them listed here. If you do it to all 5 of these, it gives you an idea. So when you look on a label, or if you look at, say, an ice wine or something like that, and find out how many grams per liter that has, then you'll know how sweet it is. And you may want to avoid it, or you may embrace it, or whatever. It just depends on how much sweetness you want. So 15 grams per liter of residual sugar, called Secco, S-E-C-C-O. She describes it as a lean, dry style of Lambrusco that often lends a touch of bitterness on the finish from the tannins. So even with something as low as 15 grams per liter, you're still going to get almost a dryness. Emisecco, E-M-I-S-E-C-C-O, 30 grams per liter. This is an off-dry style of Lambrusco that usually reads dry when you taste it. So even with 30 grams, it's dry. Again, if you do the experiment, it really shows it up. Amabile, or Amabile, A-M-A-B-I-L-E. That is 40 to 50 grams per liter. And it's just a sweet style of Lambrusco that comes out with the fruit flavors a lot. And then the last one, Dulce, D-O-L-C-E, 50 plus, are up 50 and over grams per liter of residual sugar. This is your sweet Lambrusco. You're going to get richer styles, but you're going to get sweet in that. But I highly recommend, if you're just starting and you're not sure how sweet you want a wine, or even what it means by grams per liter, do the experiment, which I just explained to you, and it will give you an idea that you can keep in your head for sweetness in a wine. Okay. There's other sparkling wines from Italy. Different regions of Italy produce different sweet wines. You can check around. If you're buying it at a liquor store, ask your clerk there. If you go to one store all the time, they'll be happy to help for other sweet Italian wines. Again, if you know your sweetness level, then you can always fall back on that for what you're doing. Some medium-bodied sweet reds. A Dornfelder is a German red grape variety that's really hard to find here in the States if you try to look for it, but it's extremely popular over in Germany. It's from the Rheinhausen region and also the Flanders region of Germany. These are, they range from dry to sweet, so it just depends on which one you pick up. Look and ask, look. And then the, what was that? Oh, I'm starting to echo on myself for some reason here.
Sounds good here.
Does it? Okay. There, it disappeared again. Okay. Yeah, for some reason it started to echo on me. I hear myself echoing. Not now, though, so good. Okay. Rosado della Valpolicella, same region as produces the Amarone and it also produces some fine, sweet Pacifico wines. Rich aromas, rich flavors. You get black cherry, cranberry, vanilla, cinnamon, flavors of chocolate, smooth chocolate. And these are known to age. Some of the Rusticchio della Valpolicella is known to age for 20 or 30 years. So you're going to be paying for those too. So keep that in mind. And then you want other sweet wines. Excuse me. You want other sweet wines. Start getting into ports. And again, Portugal. You're going to find some ports in the Douro region, which is the most popular, northern Portugal. And these ports are going to be sweet. Ports are noted to be sweet, but they're also fortified, and they're going to be higher alcohol if you get a port. You can also find port styles of wine from not just Portugal, but all over. I mean, California makes them, New York, everywhere. You can find a port from just about anybody now. It's illegal to call it a port. You call it a port style. But those are sweet. And those tend to be a little bit, a port tends to be not only sweet, but heavier, fuller mouthfeel. When I say heavier, you're really going to taste the fullness in the mouth. It is sweet though, and that's part of what you're tasting, is that overpowering sweetness in the mouth. I made a strawberry port at the winery that was very, very good, and it was sweet. It wasn't real heavy though. I mean, the strawberries, I think, toned it down a little bit when I fortified it, so it wasn't overpowering. And so there's some sweeter wines. Maggie, if you're listening, there's a list of sweeter wines for you. And let's see. Let's look at something else here on the main grapes of Valpolicella. And we'll talk about the Corvina. Corvina is makes a light-bodied, low-tannin red wine. And they also make full-bodied, high-alcohol tannic reds and also sweet wines. Okay, Corvina Vernice. And the primary flavors you're going to find in these is a tart cherry, cinnamon, little chocolatiness. Port wines, you're going to pick up chocolatey a lot. That's one of the fun things with port wines, is you really can pick up chocolate in port wines. Also in these, you're talking white pepper and green almond. Dry wines, you'll find quite a few of those. Medium body, low tannin, high acidity, and reasonably high alcohol, 13.5 to 15% alcohol. Corvina, food pairings. Get a bottle of Corvina Valpolicella and some strawberries, great combination. Pasta dishes, always good. Pork chops, roasted vegetable quiche, some good pairings with the Corvina. Amarone is made with Corvina and Corvina 9 grapes, and it's grown in Italy, Argentina, Chile, Canada. They say only about 1 acre in Canada. And let's see what else we got here. Okay, that's a little color chart, which is hard to do on a radio, isn't it? Valpolicella, let's talk about the Valpolicella blend wine. I looked up the grape varieties, and Valpolicella blend wine is based on 3 indigenous red wine grape varieties grown in the Veneto region in northeast Italy. in the Corvina Non, and Rondinella. Rondinella are the primary regions involved. The door clicked. Engineer's coming in, taking my wine. Wait, let me pour more. This is very good.
Yes.
Yeah, this is very good. Screw cap?
Yes.
Yeah, this is very good. She comes and gets it so she can pour herself some. The grape berries are semi-dried to make Amarone, and that's probably the most famous one out of the blends. The exact portion used are ultimately down to the winery when they do the Valpolicella blends. Corvina, which I just told you plays a starring role, 45 to 95% in the various levels of Valpolicella red wine, and known more for its acidity and sour cherry flavors than its depth. The Corvinone grape, long thought to be a clone of Corvina, but now regarded as a distinct, distantly related grape, is allowed to provide up to 50% of the wine. And then Rondinella, used primarily to add color and body to the blend, offers some herbal notes and further accentuates the gentle spiciness of Corvina. And it can be up to 30%. So if you do those two, you're looking at 80% right there. They do say additional tannins and fresh acid are provided by Molinera, though it is the least regarded of the three main grapes and is used only as an additive, and it's on the decline. And he says the Valpolicella blend is most commonly used to produce dry table wine, but may also be used to make sweet, semi-sweet, and even sparkling wines. The most famous variation of dry Valpolicella is Amarone, and it's a semi-drying grapes is used to craft rich and often sweet wines of great concentration. Wines labeled as Ripassa, R-I-P-A-S-S-A, use the pressed skins of Amarone grapes in conjunction with traditional winemaking methods to add color, tannins, and complexity to the blends. So there you go. Valpolicella. It's great if you have never had Valpolicella. By all means, pick one up. The little availability by region here shows Italy 100%, USA 0.01%, and Australia 0.01%. Now that's over 100%. So they really should have said Italy 99.98%, and then they would have been correct. But there you go. I had to get another drink of this very wonderful wine tonight. Valpolicella and Amarone, all that region, all that. The Amarone, you can look at them from prices from $416. Here's one at $416. Here's Giuseppe Quintanelli Amarone della Valpolicella Classico Riserva DOCG Veneta, Italy. Listed as 95 out of 100, and the score is listed for $757. Then, of course, you can get them cheaper. Here's one for $17 for Valpolicella. So you're not paying $700 some odd for it. You can find them cheap. So go get them. But there's your sweet wines. If you're looking for sweet wines, that's the Valpolicella region is going to start giving you the sweet wines and stuff like that. Excuse me. Here's one for $11. 1922. Yeah, so you can get them cheap. Okay, let me click out of this. And let me go to, that's my wine holidays. And where it grows, we've already got that. And here we are. Okay. And this is the Valpotello, the last things. That's, if you're not subscribing to Wine Folly, do so. I say that quite often, but they're very, very interesting and very good writing and very knowledgeable. And they got a lot of other stuff on there too you can get. It's not just articles, but they sell a lot of merchandise and stuff. Coming through here, Tassel Ridge Winery, Iowa. They are, looks like they're having their, is this a recipe? Enchiladas. And they suggest that pairing it with a Tassel Ridge, Osky Vicente Red, a semi-sweet wine. Enchiladas sounds good. Wine of the week, Ozzy Fonte Red. Wine and wood-fired oven pizza night by reservation only. That's tomorrow night. So if you're there, it's $6 to $12, depending on what you get. Looks like they're open back up full scale. Seated wine tastings by reservation only for space available. So, and it looks like the Tassel Ridge is back up. Excuse me. They're in the middle of pruning. It looks like it says cellar activities. Bottling is on hold until they get caught up with pruning. So, you got the grapevines are what gives you your wine. So you got to take care of priorities there. And let's see, I had something on this one that I saw, and I'm not going to thumb through that whole thing until I run across it again. Beverage Dynamics. Let's see. There's the sherry pairing suggestions. This is from Beverage Dynamics. And they suggest that sherry be paired with, I don't know, they got extra pages and all that, and I'm not going to read through all that stuff. And just pairing wine with a Brazilian steak dinner. That sounds good. So, all right, let me go over to these things here that I was looking at. Okay. Back in 2005, Mark Anderson embezzled thousands of bottles of wine from his clients, and then he set fire to the warehouse, and it destroyed 4.5 million bottles of wine worth $250 million. And he put in a claim for it, and he just died. UC Medical Center, he was given a compassionate release from federal prison because of his health, and he died. He was 74 years old, and he, like I say, embezzled and cheated and arson and all that, and he got caught, but he just died. I remember that story. It was like one of those shake your head and throw up your arm type stories. Let's see. low alcohol wines. I see a lot of stuff about low alcohol wines. We're supposed to have a guest. When is he going to come on? I guess he's May. He canceled a couple times in March, end of March there, and we were going to hook him up for April, and he couldn't do the 2 middle weeks in April, and so we moved him forward to March, and he hasn't let me know when in March yet. Let me see what his name is. I knew he was here, and we had him scheduled. Let me see what we got. Okay. No, that's Jessica. I never put him in the books because he never confirmed. That's why. But he's going to talk to us about low alcohol, no alcohol wines and how it is shooting the roof off of everything now with the sales of that. So that should be an interesting, should be an interesting interview with him, simply because I am curious of what's going on with this low alcohol, no alcohol. It seems to be going crazy out there. I don't know why, but well, this article, LinkedIn, okay. Says how can future-proof the bulk wine industry? That's what this article is saying. Shifting the needs and all that. And they have a little video of people talking to you about it. I don't want people to talk to me about it. But low alcohol, no alcohol wines are really, really exploding. And I don't know why. So, all right, let me go back here and look at something else here. This happened a month ago, but I haven't had a chance to tell you about it. A big rig flipped over on Highway 101 in Hillsburg, California. And this big rig spilled 10,000 empty wine bottles on Highway 101, which is not as tragic as if they were full, but it's tragic in the fact that wine bottles are hard to get and they're very expensive. And when he flipped over, he destroyed so many of them. And a lot of them are mixed up, and all of them's going to have to be washed before you can use them again and all that. So that happened at 12:42 p.m. So right midday on Highway 101, just outside of Hillsburg. No one was hurt, and it took them some time to clean up the mess. So wine bottles are so expensive, and that's probably why alternatives are being looked at so much, because wine bottles are really, really crazy expensive. And I don't know, you want to say, oh, it's because of this, it's because of that, but who knows? If you have fine wine, it seems to be safe since the SVB Bank failed. The SVB Bank out in Berkeley, Santa Rosa, that failed a month back. They said that the investors have come in and helped the wineries that were with them and all that. So it's not as tragic as it could be, but it's still worrisome that a bank that large with all those loans can fail. So it's something we need to be aware of, because the repercussions could affect all of us. You say, oh, it's just a winery and the bank out there in California. Well, the repercussions could have an effect on everybody. So Keep that in mind. And let's see. Something else here. This one. Nope, that one I just read you. That was... okay. This is a while back. I don't know why I got to say, but I just saw this. But this is from Friday, March 17th. And this article, won't go through it. I'll tell you about this quickly here. But it says SVB Financial files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. Says it has $2.2 billion in liquidity. Okay, now this is the one that failed. It failed about, a couple weeks after it filed for this bankruptcy protection. So, warning signs there. It seems like Chapter 11 process would allow them to preserve value as it evaluates alternatives. Well, I guess it didn't work, did it? They went out of business. And they really did owe a lot of money, $2.2 billion. Says as part of the process, SVB Financial is also disclosing some of the financial state of the holding company, which had a market cap of about $12 billion before shares plunged last Friday as depositors made a run on the bank. Trading was halted at the point that the market cap was slashed to about half of that $12 billion. So people knew about it, and people went to get the money out. Shades of the Great Depression, where people ran to the bank and tried to get their money out, and they didn't have enough cash on hand. Everybody panicked. So, interesting that they filed for bankruptcy shortly before they failed there. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. We have a guest next week, I hope, in line, and so I'll try to confirm that. Check our site, our Facebook page. I'll throw a thing up there that if we have the guest, or Mike can do that as soon as I get it confirmed. And it will always be on our program introduction page too, so
right.
You can always see it there.
Well, it is, let's see how far behind this video feed is. If you're watching the video live, it's 7:56, and if you're with us live, it's 1 minute past 8 o'clock. That's the best. I have no idea. It just gets further and further away. That'll do it for the show tonight, and hope we'll see if we have a guest next week. We'll let you know for sure on social media, as Ron said. Join us April 27th for All About Wine Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you again. Be safe.
Don't forget Earth
Day this
Saturday.
Yeah. It's Saturday or Sunday? I forgot which. It's
Saturday.
Saturday.
22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So have a good weekend, and be responsible, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Be safe. Thanks for listening.
This concludes tonight's broadcast of All About Wine with your host, Ron. For show information, links to All About Wine on Twitter and Facebook, or to be a guest on this show, visit the show website at www.allaboutwinebtr.com. Archived shows are available for download on iTunes or on our show page at blogtalkradio.com/allaboutwine. Thank you for listening. Drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time on All About Wine.
All About Wine.
That's right. Oh, there we go. And to the green room. Gotta wait 3 minutes. It is still showing 3 minutes on the clock.
There we go.
7:58 on the clock, even though it's almost 2 after. So that's 4 minutes.
4 minutes. So it caught up a minute. It was almost 5 minutes behind.
Yeah, it's showing. It's coming up on 7:59 in about 10 seconds. Yay!
That is so odd.
It is.
You know,
it's like I'm looking in the past still. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh well. All right. So let me know about next Thursday if we have a guest, so I can plug that information.
We should. I don't know.
Yeah.
I will.
Sometimes they.
I'll have to email and find out, because everything was going good and all that, but then nothing now, and or the week will be out, and so I need to get a hold of her and find out what's going on.
Okay. Alrighty. Well. Guess I'll talk to you next week, and find out what we have. I'll
let you know what's happening.
Okay. I'll talk to you then.
And have a good week. Thank you very much.
You too. Thank you. And I'll plug in the show whenever I hear from you, or the day of, whatever works. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Talk
Very
to you then.
good.
Have a good week. Have fun.
Talk to you then.
Thank you.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Where is... Oh, there it is.
From that, check our site, our Facebook page. I'll throw a thing up there that if we have a guest, or Mike can do that as soon as I get it confirmed. And it will always be on our program introduction page too, so you can always see it there.
Well, it is, let's see how far behind this video feed is. If you're watching the video live, it's 7:56, and if you're with us live, it's 1 minute past 8 o'clock. It's the best. I have no idea. It just gets further and further away. That'll do it for the show tonight, and we'll see if we have a guest next week. We'll let you know for sure on social media, as Ron said. Join us April 27th for All About Wine Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you again. Be safe.
Don't forget
birthday this
Saturday.
Yeah. It's Saturday or Sunday? I forgot which. It's
Saturday.
Saturday.
22nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So have a good weekend, and be responsible, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Thanks a lot. Have a good one.
Be safe there. Thanks for listening.
This concludes tonight's broadcast of All About Wine with your host, Ron. For show information, links to All About Wine on Twitter and Facebook, or to be a guest on this show, visit the show website at www.allaboutwinebtr.com. Archived shows are available for download on iTunes or on our show page at blogtalkradio.com/allaboutwine. Thank you for listening. Drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time on All